YouTube. This is my first video for 2016, and as you notice around me, I've actually done some pre-production work because this is kind of an important video. At least this is probably going to be the most produced video that I'll ever do for this channel. But as you can tell by the title that you have right down there, I'm indeed, as some of you may have suspected, I am on the autism spectrum. I have Asperger's. I was diagnosed in 2005 when I was 25 years old. And so my message for all of you out there who are watching this, who have or who are on the autism spectrum, and it does get better. I know I'm co-opting a term from the LGBT community, but it's one that definitely applies for many of us here who are on the autism spectrum as well. See, when I was a little kid, they did not have any of the services, any of the things that people who are on the spectrum today take for granted. You know, there were no IEPs, there were no chapter Title I's or whatever other programs that they had in school. They didn't have any of that stuff. It was just me on my own trying to, feel my way through the maze that was life. And there were a lot of hard times. There were a lot of lots of crying on my part. I even tried committing suicide once because things were really bad, and that's not easy for me to say, but it is a fact. I did try to kill myself at one point, and I did not find out that I was on the spectrum until 2004. It was actually the first day of June 2004. I stumbled upon it by accident, and when I started reading about Asperger's, I realized that it was describing me to a T. And for me, for the first time in about, my entire life, I actually, for the first time, had an understanding of who I was. And for the first time in my life, I could actually take the knowledge of what was going on with me and use it to my benefit and try and help things, or try and help my situation. Because, 11 years ago when this all happened, I really had no idea who I was as a person. I was finishing up my junior college days and was at University of Wisconsin, and I really felt like that I was living my life in a vacuum because I just didn't know who I was. It was so hard for me, even back then, to be a social person. I'm extremely introverted. It's just a natural product of people who are on the spectrum. We tend to be introverted people. Plus the fact that I pretty much when I was in junior high and high school, I pretty much shut down for the most part, to shut myself off to the outside world to deal with, or just to get through the day. Because now, as a kid, I did, and I had, and I was, all the stereotypical things that you read about in Asperger's. I had, the limited patterns of interest, the repetitive play. I even had my voice was very sing-songy. I had a very sing-songy cadence to my voice. And all that, when you surround yourself with normal kids, you stick out like a sore thumb. And so I had to endure an awful lot of bullying and name-calling and other things that happened. And I got through that, but it wasn't easy. Like I said, there was times where I wanted to end it all because I was just so fed up with what I was, the situation that I was in. I felt like I did not have a single ally in the world, and finding out that I had, Asperger's and getting in contact with people who also had it, it opened up a whole new world for me, and I was finally able, for the first time, to start to feel comfortable with who I was as a person. And again, I apologize, to the LGBT community if I'm co-opting, if I'm stealing your thunder in any ways. I apologize, but it got better for me, and I hope it does for you too. Thanks for watching.